Coronavirus has become a world crisis and disaster. Now there are over 250,000 cases confirmed, with over 10,000 deaths worldwide, affecting 159 countries. And now how to prevent and respond to such outbreaks becomes a world phenomenon. On the 22nd of January, the epidemic broke out in Wuhan. The entire city quickly fell into chaos, panic, and anxiety. On the 24th, the academician of Chinese Academy of Sciences, Professor Tong Xiaolin, arrived in Wuhan. Through a close examination of the patient's symptoms, he quickly confirmed the characteristics of the virus and its transmission quality. Then he came up with one general prescription from traditional Chinese medicine. Patients were screened much more quickly and efficiently without any side effects. Patients with normal fever recovered basically 3 days after taking the medicine. They could stay directly at home. Coronavirus patients were elevated but could not recover, so they were sent to hospitals for further isolation and treatments. In the initial stage, Chinese medicine played a key role, giving administrators, decision makers, and researchers much more extra time. It greatly reduced the pressure on hospitals and the consumption of medical resources, reduced the burden on hospitals and patients, and it largely resolved the problem of the mass influx of inquiries. The combination of TCM and modern medicine significantly shortens the course of the disease than using pure Western medical treatments. During the outbreak, the involvement rate of Chinese medicine in Hubei reached about 91%. In other parts of China, Chinese medicine participated in the treatment of about 96 of the confirmed cases. Since the implementation of TCM in Wuhan on the 2nd of February, the diagnosis rate has dropped from more than 90% to 30% in just 4 days, and there was only 3% on the 5th of March. After the TCM intervention, the average time for returning to normal body temperature was shortened by 1.74 days, and the average time a patient stayed in the hospital was reduced by 2.2 days. The patient's improvement seen from CT images was increased by 19%, and the rate for clinical cure increased by about 30%. Only 5.9% of the moderate cases changed to severe or critical, while in the pure modern medical treatment group, the rate reached about 35%. More than 50,000 confirmed cases in China were cured, and most were treated with Chinese medicine. The Jiangxia Cabin Hospital in Wuhan, using a full TCM model for clinical treatment, admitted a total of 564 patients with mild and moderate level without conversion to severe or critical. The use of TCM based on its diagnosis and treatment plan shortens the course of the disease and reduces the rate of severe cases, and it significantly moves the checkpoint forward. When we encounter sudden and unexpected disease outbreaks, TCM is a good solution for many problems, including the long time for vaccine and drug research and development, cost of life and heavy consumption of medical resources, panic, difficulty in management, and the patient's pressure. Also, TCM pays great attention to the homology of medicine and food. Most of the raw materials are derived from food and plants, minimizing the side effects on patients. Dean Wang Shengzhi, who went to support Xiangyang Hospital of TCM in Hubei, said that the advantage of TCM treatment, especially to severe and critical level patients, is to adjust the patient's body status and yin-yang balance, improves the patient's ability to resist the disease. Dr. Yu Rui is a TCM expert who is in charge of the critical and severe level sector in the First People's Hospital of Xiangyang, Wuhan. She established a database and gave targeted medication through the TCM therapy. She focused on the tongue fur examination, which is much faster and effective than taking a pulse on the wrist. Many severe cases were transferred into mild, and mild were cured faster. I also interviewed Dean Guan Xuefeng, the head of the aid team in Xiangyang, Wuhan. He stated that oral administration was mainly used in severe cases. For the mild, they applied external applications and medical exercises, which played a significant role in the disease treatment and later recovery. A friend of mine who was studying in London had symptoms like fever and weak muscles 2 weeks ago. But based on different policies between countries, the hospital could not provide the test for her. and taking antibiotics from hospital couldn't help neither. Her mother told her to go to a Chinese medicine store to buy some 小柴胡, an anti-inflammation decoction. She recovered 2 days later. Then the Easter holiday started. She returned to China and was confirmed positive directly after landing. The hospital gave her only Chinese medical treatment and nebulization. She had no symptoms at all after a few days. Traditional Chinese medicine has the principle of homology of medicine and food. Most raw materials are derived from food, minimalizing its side effects. It enables large-scale applications in sudden and unexpected circumstances. Many people think that Chinese medicine is not effective and doesn't really work, or it is just complementary. The stereotype just ignores its characteristics. TCM models examine and map human body and treat disease from a macro to micro level, which adopts a broader view and takes the situation as a whole, not just providing specific resolution to specific problems. Whether it is a large or a small nation, the medical and health insurance support and treatment cannot fully cover everyone during disease outbreaks like coronavirus. But if we efficiently apply and utilize the characteristics of traditional Chinese medicine, it would be much easier to resolve such problems. Bi Shumi, a well-known Chinese medical expert and writer, has said that the bloody battle between human and virus is ongoing, and the virus is much older than humans. The virus is raging. How has it mutated? Why was it deformed and remolded from its original state? It is a question worth considering. Global warming, the greenhouse effect, and the pollution and damage of natural resources, and the destruction of ecological balance may cause unknown disasters at any time. Or it may awaken any ancient virus that have been sleeping for a long time. The virus could be haunting back and lingering around humans. Coronavirus broke out this time, and there might be more disastrous ones that are completely unknown to us. In that case, there are no established drugs or treatments, no vaccines, no detection methods, people are helpless, and the society are paralyzed. There are so many densely populated cosmopolitans around the world, such as New York, Tokyo, Shanghai, London, etc. If we could be well prepared, fully equipped, and efficiently using TCM methods, it would offer an alternative option of human wisdom and power. Today, I want to say that when we encounter unknown, sudden outbreaks of diseases or epidemic, undoubtedly the role of TCM with much more attention. We'll have to think about the cooperation and interaction between TCM and modern medicine. Cultures have no border or hierarchy, and to unite everything is not a good solution either. The world is diverse and its narration is multiple. And Chinese experience and the TCM wisdom will help more and more people to embrace their health. There is an ancient Chinese saying, history can be used as a mirror to understand the future. The outbreak of coronavirus will eventually become history. As a mirror, history reflects the possible reality of the future. Therefore, it is not hard to think that, in the future, how human beings can use a method summarized and evaluated from our historical experience to overcome the epidemic or disasters. By that time, every corner of the world is well prepared with order and unity, efficiency and confidence. By that time, it is not the masks but the Chinese experience that the world hopes to import from China. By that time, I hope that traditional Chinese medicine doesn't only represent the tradition and history of a country, but also becomes a member of the world, so that TCM wisdom for thousands of years will inject more power into the future of human health.